Hey everybody out there, welcome back to our channel, Joshua and Elissa. So today we're gonna hit you with a movie review. So we just got done watching Replicas with Keanu Reeves. Kind of a movie where basically he loses his family in a car crash. He's a scientist, so he decides to clone his family, get him back, and a whole bunch of chain of events jump
Cause and
off.
effect
Yeah, cause and
situation.
effect type of thing. A lot of action in the
Fair
film.
bit, yeah, more than I was expecting.
Yeah, more than I was expecting. Not quite as much like fighting stuff scenes like that, but definitely some action in it. It's what would you call that? What would it be? Would it be a thriller? Maybe a little bit of a
Maybe,
of
I
a
don't
thriller.
know.
But here's our review. Um, I really liked this movie. I really thought it was a great movie. I don't feel like it was a productive use of Keanu Reeves' skills as an actor. Um, I feel like he's done better movies, but this one I did enjoy. It is very predictable. It kind of lets you know up front what it is,
Yeah, it's a
and
very simple concept.
no
There's
guesswork
real
involved.
zingers at the end or anything.
Yeah, nothing, no twist endings, nothing like that. Nothing really that's gonna surprise you in it. But it was just a decent clone movie. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just a decent uh, all the way through, just entertaining film, and I really enjoyed it. It was sad in some parts. It
Yeah.
had some heartbreak moments and stuff like that, but it was a really good film. I really
Yeah.
really enjoyed this one. I have to say. What
Yeah,
about you?
I would say it was pretty good.
Yeah. Is that it? Is that all you have to say about it?
Basically, I mean.
Apparently
without-
that is.
Without giving anything away.
I
would agree and say that it wasn't an epic movie, but it was still a decent.
It wasn't an epic blockbuster, but it's still definitely one you should check out.
Yeah.
I give it 2 big thumbs up. I'm gonna rate this at probably 4 stars, 4
Yeah.
out of 5 stars.
It's good.
But there again, I thought that as far as the acting goes, I mean, Keanu Reeves, I'm a big Keanu Reeves
Yes.
fan. I really love him. I think he's a fantastic person, even just in his everyday life. But I did kind of feel like it was kind of a waste of his skill in a sense. He's definitely done some really
done
better movies, but this one was really good as well, and it wasn't bad. It was just well, you have to see it.
Yeah.
You have to check it out. It was just
Tell us what word we're looking for here.
yeah. It just some of it felt I don't want to say fake, but it just felt like not his best.
It was very
acting.
convenient.
Yeah, it was very
It was a
convenient.
very convenient film. Like the way things fell into place.
Right.
It was all
right.
just terribly convenient.
And what he gave to the movie, I think, as far as acting, it was such a story that he wasn't really able to give the performance that he normally gives. Although he still brought it to this
Absolutely.
movie, and he brings it to every movie, and it was still a very very enjoyable film, and I highly recommend you checking it out if you haven't checked it out. It's Replicas with Keanu Reeves. So yeah, I enjoyed it. 2 big thumbs up. Highly recommend it. 4 out of 5 stars. I'm gonna give it. And we got our top 5 clone movie picks. These are the 5 best clone movies that we've seen dealing with cloning,
Or
human cloning, that or
same
around that
situation.
same subject. So number 1 comes in The Island. The Island with Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson.
Black Widow.
Excuse me. Yeah, so this movie is really, really awesome. This is a movie that I actually didn't think I was going to enjoy when I first saw it, but it surprised me. And at the time, I really wasn't that much of a Ewan McGregor fan, but I wanted to check out more of his stuff because this was around the time that he was, becoming Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I didn't know much about him as an actor.
It was kind of the first time he was front and center.
Right, so I saw that movie around that time, and it really surprised me. It was really a great film. He kind of plays a double role in the film. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out.
Yes.
That's The Island with Ewan McGregor. Number 2 comes in Selfless. Now, this movie is just epic from beginning to end. It's got Ryan Reynolds in it. It's got Ben Kingsley in it. It's got a whole bunch of other people in it. I mean, it is just a solid action thriller flick. If you haven't seen Selfless, please go out, pick up a copy of it. You definitely will enjoy it. It is a superb movie, thrill ride from beginning to end. Number 3 comes in Moon with Sam Rockwell. Now, this movie actually was very weird, and we, through the half of it, didn't really understand what was going on in this movie. It was kind of hard to figure out.
Yeah, just one of those weird random indies, too, that nobody really heard about, that we picked up on a whim.
But it's a gem.
It was. It kind of
really
got me
good.
At the end. I didn't expect the reveal.
Yeah, and it's just a hell of a movie. Sam Rockwell is just a hell of an actor. Really big fan of him.
Yes.
If you like Sam Rockwell, you are sure to enjoy Moon. So if you haven't seen Moon, definitely pick that up and check that out because it is just a really great movie. Don't let the first half of it deter you. It is a little confusing at first. It's kind of hard to figure out what exactly is going on. But after you kind of get into it, get settled, and realize what's happening, it is just, it's one of those movies where you watch it and then you look back and you're like, that was a badass movie.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know it at the time, but
you kind of have to process for a bit.
Yeah, it was a really
Because
great
an
film.
odd movie.
Yeah, it is very odd.
To kind of figure it out and think on it.
But stick with it. Definitely worth
it
it from beginning to end.
It's definitely worth it.
Definitely worth your time. So check that out. Moon with Sam Rockwell if you haven't seen it. My number 4 pick. Everybody's gonna know this movie from the 80s, and they made a sequel. I'm just gonna say, you know what? I know it's a top 5, but I'm gonna say you gotta see both of them, and that's Blade Runner and Blade Runner
2047.
2047,
Blade Runner 2.
whatever it is, the sequel with Ryan Gosling.
Oh my gosh, those are such good movies.
Both movies have Harrison Ford in them. They're really, really great movies. Not necessarily about cloning, but kind of in that same genre. I would say. I've been a Blade Runner fan ever since I saw the first one way back in the 80s, and I was super stoked when I heard that they were coming out with a sequel. Oh man!
Oh yeah, we were. So
I was just
excited.
like, I mean, for months I was just
Yeah.
biting my nails, going, I got to see this movie, you know.
We were climbing the walls until it released.
Yeah, just and both of them were really, really great films. Although you can't beat the original. That's why I put down the original Blade Runner as my number 4, my official number 4 pick, Blade Runner with Harrison Ford. If you haven't seen that, which if you haven't seen that, you've probably been underneath a rock or you just hadn't been born yet. But if you haven't seen
I
it,
didn't see it until after we got married. So, I mean, it's been out for like 20 years by then. So it can happen.
it can happen.
It can happen.
We're not saying that you're lazy
We don't judge.
or that you haven't been to the movies in a while. We're just saying that sometimes you miss shit, and it's
I miss
because
shit all the time.
you weren't here yet. So, you know, I'm still seeing movies that I missed that I thought were great from the 50s.
Well, yeah. There was some
Can you
great
believe
movies
that?
back
Yeah,
then.
there's some movies I like from the 50s. Anyway, Blade Runner. Definitely check that out if you haven't seen it. It's definitely worth your time.
Yes.
From beginning to end, great film. And also check out the sequel with Ryan Gosling because it is just a great film, action packed, that movie. And the original's action packed too.
It is.
It's got a lot of action
It is.
in it.
They're both very good, very entertaining.
And our number 5 pick is Eon Flux with Charlize Theron. Now this movie, I have to say, I enjoyed. I didn't feel like it did the anime justice, but I did enjoy. The problem with Eon Flux is that they tried to shove in the entire series in one movie. I feel like that was the issue there, but it was still a very good movie. I love Charlize Theron, and I really loved seeing Eon Flux live action played on the big screen. It was just, oh my god, it was a great movie.
I never saw the anime. I only ever saw the movie, so I was just able to watch it as just the movie, and it was really good.
For those of you out there that remember, Eon Flux was actually kind of an anime series that was on late night on MTV that would come on kind of after Beavis and Butthead. And, you know, and it was a really great kind of anime cartoon series. I think it was also a comic book, but while I'll say that the movie didn't capture probably all of it and didn't do it 100% justice, it was still a great movie and really awesome to see Eon Flux come to life in live action. And I always enjoy Charlize Theron. She's a great actress. I've liked just about anything she's been in.
Oh yeah, she's always
and
great.
That's our number 5 pick. So if you haven't seen Eon Flux, definitely pick that up if you can find it. It's kind of old now, but it's definitely worth seeing. So that's our top 5 clone movies or clone-like genre movies. Best ones that we've seen so far are just our opinion. However, if you have an opinion or a favorite clone movie, definitely drop it in the comments below. And we would like to check it out. We'd love to hear from you and see what you guys' favorites are. Yeah.
Maybe it'll be one we've seen. We can have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
And if it's something that we haven't seen, we will
out.
definitely check it out and we will review it if you want us to.
Yeah.
So,
give our opinions.
yeah, let you know what we thought of it. As always, you can always share your opinions with us about any of these movies that you have seen. You know, let us know what you think of them. We always love hearing from you guys out there, and be prepared because, you know, I'm getting a little hairy up top. So another shave video is fixing to come. I know everybody's probably...
Last week and then I got busy working.
Yeah, everybody's probably going to be
Sorry.
excited about that. I'm going to try to have some cool content to talk about and everything else, so you guys can enjoy that. We're going to have another review coming up. Might be a little while because, like I said, we are going through all the Mission Impossibles, but we're only going to review Fallout, the new one. I know it's been out a little while, but I wanted to do a review on it to let you guys know what I thought about it. I'm worried about this one because this could either be great or it could really fall flat. And the thing about it is that that's the Mission Impossible series.
Yeah,
Like, the
every time
movie
they make another one,
is
it's
either
like a cringe.
extremely fantastic or you hated it.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, Mission Impossible 3, I couldn't stand. It is painful for me to watch all the way through that movie. I just really didn't like Mission Impossible 3. Rogue Nation, the reason why we're going back through them is because Rogue Nation, I don't even remember. I know we watched it,
but I don't remember.
but I don't even remember that movie, so that might give you a hint on how good
Yeah.
it is.
We definitely.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it. I have no idea what it's about. Probably my faves with the Mission Impossible series is probably 1, 2, and Ghost Protocol.
Ghost Protocol was really good.
Ghost Protocol is by far
really
my
good.
favorite mission of the Mission Impossible movies. I have to say that as far as movies and acting go, I am a huge Tom Cruise fan. I really love his movies. I really enjoy his movies. But he's done a lot of bad movies. And I'm just going to say right now that Top Gun was horrible.
It was trash.
Born on the 4th of July was terrible.
Trash.
Far and Away is a movie that you should never see. He's done a lot of bad movies, but there are a lot of good movies he's done. Most of his good movies just happens to be newer movies. Now, if you want some Tom Cruise recommendations, you got to check out Oblivion, The Edge of Tomorrow. Collateral is really good. Maybe even what's that futuristic one?
You just named the only two on my brain, so.
Well, there was another one where they prevent murder. Hell, I can't think of it now.
Minority Report?
Minority Report. Check out
that
Minority
one's
Report.
old. I wasn't thinking that far
That's
back.
that movie. Actually, the first time you watch it, you're gonna be like, "Oh God, this movie is terrible. I'm never gonna watch it again."
Yeah.
But then here's what's gonna happen: it's gonna grow on you, and you're gonna be like, "God, I gotta watch that movie." Because that's what happened to me. Like the first time I watched it, I was like, "Eh."
Kind of the same way, because you were like raving about it, and then we watched
It's just
it.
like,
and I was
man,
like, okay.
this movie
It
was
okay.
just retarded. And there's holes.
So many holes.
I just didn't care for it. And then, like, we got married, and I was like, we got to buy Minority Report because I haven't seen it in a long time. And that's a movie that you're just going to love. And it's like, you're going to hate it at first, but then afterwards, you're going to really love it, though. So it's one of those weird type movies that you watch, and then you hate, and then you're like, yeah, I could see that again. And then after you see it again, it's like, wow, I really love this movie. It's a weird movie. It's kind of like that. But those are some Tom Cruise recommendations. If you're looking for recommendations for his movies, if you're a Tom Cruise fan, definitely check those films out because those are just epic.
Edge of Tomorrow was by far his best movie ever.
Edge of Tomorrow and Oblivion.
Yeah.
The two favorites probably that he's done.
I personally feel like Edge of Tomorrow is better than Oblivion, but that's just my opinion.
But one thing that I will say, though, that I really enjoyed from Tom Cruise was Tropic Thunder. I have to say, nobody even knew he was in it because he wears prosthetics and you can't really tell.
Look like him at all.
It's funny because we were watching Tropic Thunder when it first came out and we were like, I know this guy, and he's been in things before, but I can't put my finger on who the hell he is. And then she looked it up on the net and was like, oh my God, you'll never guess who it is. And I was like, is it Matthew McConaughey? And she was like, no. Take another guess. And I was like, is it Steve somebody or other? And she was like, I don't even know Steve somebody or other. And then she was like, take another guess. And I was like, I give up. And she was like, it's Tom Cruise. And I was like, nah. And then I could see it. And it was like,
you could hear it.
It's so funny watching Tom Cruise in comedy. because he's actually very funny. He's actually a really funny guy.
You would never know it.
Yeah,
The movies he does.
yeah, you would never know it with the typical movies that he does, but he has been in that one comedy. And by the way, the dance routine that he does in that comedy, he came up with himself. He's also in Rock of Ages. He's very funny
Oh, I
in
forgot
Rock
about
of Ages. So,
oh my gosh.
and that's another suggestion we hit you with
Yes.
on an earlier
Forgot
video.
about that one.
It is a musical, but he is
It's great.
epically funny in that movie, and I think he's a really funny guy.
Yeah.
You know, so definitely check those movies out. And if you want to see Tom Cruise just being completely, utterly silly, Tropic Thunder and Rock of Ages, definitely. That's been our review, and that's been our top 5 pick. Until next time, we will hit you guys later. Anything else you want to say?
The only other thing I was gonna add is that, have you ever noticed that the best animes are late night? Like
They really are. Yeah.
So far late at night that you wouldn't even know that they were on.
Well, and that's the funny thing, because when Eon Flux was out, I was not old enough to be staying up
I know.
watching Eon Flux.
I know.
And if my mom knew, like, I would literally sneak out into the living room at night, turn on the TV, turn it down way low, and watch Eon Flux. And had she known that I was watching this show, I probably would have been belt whipped.
Well, even
Because it's like not a show for kids. It's really
on
not.
Titan was like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
You have to stay up so late to
Yeah.
watch these shows.
What's funny is my mom actually got smart, and she started. What she would do is she would turn the volume up on the TV to where it was blaring, and then turn it off. And that's how she caught me sneaking out of my room watching TV late at night. Because
So you
one
turn it
night,
on, it blasts.
One night we had just got a brand new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie that I was just dying to watch, and she kept telling me, Joshua, in the morning you go to bed, you can watch this movie in the morning. So I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch this movie, and I turned on the TV. Woke her up, and yeah, I got in big time trouble, so that was not good. So I had to quit sneaking out of my room and watching TV. But yeah, I would say, looking back, if I was my parent, I would not have let myself watch Eon Flux.
Yeah.
Because it's like racy in parts. And,
I mean, the movie was kind of racy.
Yeah, it was.
So, I mean, I can just imagine.
It's got a weird sexual vibe to it. Even though it's not really about that.
It's just like an undertone to the whole movie.
Yeah. But great movie. Great anime series. I think if you want to check it out, I think you can pick up the anime series. You might look for it at Walmart. Amazon's sure to have it.
I'm sure.
So you get it there. And anyway, that's been our review.
Yes.
That's been our top 5 clone movie picks. We got a review coming up for you and another head shave video. So be looking for that. I know you guys love that. So we're going to do another one of those. And till next time. Peace.